just a roll of the dice. So you might wanna open your eyes. If you blink then you'll miss it, cause we each got our limits. But even after the finish, the low roll, the low roll.
Previously on the Ironfist Institute. What happens when you gather together 6 random adventurers and collate them in a group to learn about the mysteries of the world? Absolute pandemonium. The Ironfist Institute has done all it can for our group, and now they have passed the final exam. They are free to traverse wherever they please. They found themselves in the frozen north in the town of Bryn Shander. What will they discover? How will they survive? Only time will tell. All I can say is, good luck, world. With this lot on the loose, you're gonna need it.
Martin,
Hello.
please tell me that the helium voice has worn off.
Yes, it
Oh,
has.
thank God.
And what we're going to do, I was going to do, activate this and pull you all.
Oh, it's the duck. The deep moor duck.
Yeah, try and draw on it now.
Don't tempt them.
Challenge accepted.
Don't go.
I don't think you've got drawing capability.
Have you seen what Hannah's done? She definitely does.
Where's the drawing tools?
Boom!
Oh, someone's just did a grid.
Help me.
It had to be good.
And he can draw boxes forevermore.
I hate you lot. I hate you lot.
I'm not drawing because I'm trying to remember how to open a character sheet.
I just drew a pizza slice.
Wonderful.
Right.
The night that we die.
Yes. And suddenly there is a lightning bolt from the heavens. And some loudmouth git saying, you. So, just to give you a bit of geography, I know you lot like geography. You were around Neverwinter, that's where the Institute resides, and you have appeared in the Icewind Dale, which is above the spine of the World Mountains, and as it stands at the moment is that green bit. Okay, yes, we're all there. I can see you're all there. It's like buzzing bees or mosquitoes around a flipping head.
The best bit is well, there's loads of
Annoying
leaves
out.
fluttering around as well, so there's so much extra chaos.
Very
Yeah.
autumnal up here.
It is supposed to be autumn, so let me pull you across something new.
Ooh.
Oh ho ho!
Oh, I just keep zooming out.
Oh, and there's more! Oh, and there's
Oh,
more!
no.
Oh, this is
no.
cool.
There's more.
We're walking in the
Ooh.
Yes. Thank you for that. Somebody's voice has dropped eventually.
Are some of these places named after other members of the Academy?
Elvin's Cairn.
And Bryn Chandler? And whoever Dugan is with his hole. make sure you stay out of Dugan's hole.
Welcome to Targos, home of the catalogue shopping.
Welcome to Argos.
Yorkshire catalogue shopping.
Yeah.
Every little helps.
That's not Argos.
That was Tesco, but
You can't just throw in a different shop's tagline.
Live well for less.
Welcome to Argos. As the price.
Yeah. That's brilliant. I love that. We might get sponsorship out of this episode.
Either that or
And
blacklisted.
Yeah, maybe.
Or fined, yeah.
And what I should have done is stuck you in this place with the marking.
Oh, okay. The
didn't.
Lonely Wood.
I should have, but I didn't.
I've been there for
Okay.
many years, Martin.
You could only put one of us there, otherwise we wouldn't be very lonely.
Yeah.
I don't know. So you guys are in Bryn Shander.
Nice.
Now, Bryn Shander is pretty much central to the 10 towns, and they are called the 10 towns for a very distinct reason. There are 9 of them. I jest. There are 10 of them.
Aw. Oh no.
just to get you going.
I thought it was going to be a bit like the 9 pieces of 8 then. Oh, it's changed
Now
again.
I'm interested to. So you appeared in this
Oh, it looks a bit
location. Now,
weird.
first of all, can you see?
It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I've got,
it looks like
I've got
there's
a
shadow
square.
overlay.
It looks
Yeah.
like you've
Same.
had the map that we had on Thursday on top of it. Or like with the light markings.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Quick, everyone try and figure out what they did.
this is interesting.
It's a constellation!
It reminds me of when you go like the opticians or something and they shine those lights at you and they're like, now read this. Read what this says. And you're like, oh, it might be an N, it might be an F, I don't know. He's just shining lights in my face.
And when they cover one eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they punch the
it
other one and be like,
opposite of
see
anyone?
now.
This isn't part of the optical test. We just want to know if you look like a pirate.
It's off center for me as well.
Oh dear.
That's it.
I've got, yeah, there is a map over the map.
A
Like
map
Will-O-Wisp.
over the map. This is really bizarre.
Yeah, it looks like you have
This is
the
strange.
effects from our Thursday thing
Yeah, like little
over
spotlights.
the map that's already there. If that makes
Okay.
sense.
Can you try refresh? Can you try refreshing your screens because I have changed. I want to see whether it resets.
Oh, yeah, I think that's worked.
Myself and the
You
audience
should
are
have a
currently in
circle
suspense.
down. Because
It's
not
refreshing.
working.
Here it comes. Oh, it's loading. It says it's 100%, but it's still going. Oh, and we'll zoom out. And we're there!
Yay!
And that's where the episode ends.
Yep. Thank you everyone for watching.
Ooh!
Lights.
Oh yeah.
It's like little candle lights highlighting certain areas. That's really cool.
Wait, what?
Have you
No,
not
I
got?
just have a white map.
Oh,
Yes, snow.
mine was very bright, and now it's gone to like a sepia color. And then there are certain spots that have kind of like a flickering candlelight here, here,
Oh, I need to
Yeah.
refresh again.
here,
Turns out
No,
David's
I've
computer was
just
just
got a
on
white
fire.
here. I'm just going to look away from my screen and make sure it's not my eyes doing this.
And maybe grab an
Definitely on the
extinguisher.
Oh, now it does. Now I see it. Now it's nice.
Yeah. And someone's sharing their screen. So the harp went off.
Yes, that was me. Just to see if you guys have got the same image.
Yeah. No, I thought you were
Does it
first
look
of all
anything
like talking
like
about
that?
snow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so you arrived in the evening, so it was dark, which I can actually change, but I'm worried it's going to go all Pete Tong. I'll then turn it to darkness,
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it should
wow.
slowly darken.
That's cool.
Where's Bryn Ross
So
and
I'm
Bryn
not
Joey?
sure.
Bryn Phoebe. Bryn Rachel, Bryn Monica.
I watched that film today.
I quite liked watching the reunion. I thought it was good.
Yeah. It makes me actually want to go and actually watch the series now because I've never watched it before.
But before you watch the series of Friends, how about you finish off the Iron Fist Institute?
So I'm assuming you guys have got the glowing candles across the town.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
This place is Bryn Shander. It's the largest of the settlements in the 10 towns. What I would like does anybody have a backstory concerning the North?
Not the North, but
Morder's
general
crew.
knowledge.
He's from
Yeah,
yeah.
that was
Morder's
just
crew's
about
from
to
the
say.
Iceland.
I have
Yeah,
no clue.
I'm aware of Mordestu. Don't worry about Mordestu. I would like our heraldry and etiquette person to roll me a history.
Has that come through?
Oh, it has. We've got a 16.
Yes.
So, as you know, you know, Valdani knows some stories about the 10 towns. Generally, the people who live up in the 10 towns are people who have moved north of the mountains to get away from something, someone, or just don't like being around other people.
Oh, I'm gonna fit in well here.
And generally speaking, it is north, so it is colder. They have tundra, they have snow and such like. But being as though it's August, they shouldn't be covered in snow. There would be patches of snow, but there wouldn't be a fully encased in it as they are at the moment. Over the evening, as you got used to your surroundings, you realise that you are in the North Look, which is up by the North Gate. So the building on the left-hand side of the street, where my pointer is. It's called the North Look. You've realised that the 10 towns and the whole region have been in snow for weeks. Totally out of step with anything they've been used to. And because of that, the towns are worried that a god has been displeased, and so certain towns have gone into sacrificing things to try and appease the gods. Some towns used human sacrifice and did what was called the lottery, whereby once a month everybody's name was put into a hat and one was drawn out and that person was sacrificed. This was mainly run by the town hall, which is this large building in the centre. But it wasn't particularly stopped by the temple, which is over on the right-hand side. And this is the house of the Morning Lord.
And where is the house of the Evening Lord?
They haven't got one. Maybe if they'd had one, there might have been a bit more question about human sacrifices. It's a fairly good lined town. It does kind of question as to why they are doing such things. But they made a decision, and that's what they tried to do. A couple of other towns did human sacrifices. Some of the others decided to use food as a sacrifice, and others gave up heat, whereby they, in certain towns, you found out, not this one, but in other towns, some towns have particular nights where no candles can be lit on a certain night. So if you are found with a candle or any illumination after dark, you will be arrested in these towns. So one thing that you get the inkling is that you need to check when you go to other towns what their system is for sacrifice.
And
Just to keep you in the know.
how long have these sacrifices been going on for?
A good 3 or 4 weeks.
And at no point during these 3 or 4 weeks do people go, "We've killed a lot. We've killed a lot of people. Maybe, and the weather's still. Maybe it's not working."
Yeah, are actually questioning these sacrifices, and they're because they've been doing these lotteries, and they're like, we're starting to lose 1 or 2 people. And it's not so bad in Bryn Shander. It's quite a large town and such like. But in some of the other places, they're quite small little hamlets.
Right. Yeah.
So a lot of those didn't actually take up the human sacrifice. They'd rather give up food or light for a night. So they've kind of each town council has kind of decided on its own way of trying to deal with this, and appease the powers that be. For those that are interested, the illumination to the south of the road that you're presently residing on, this is where the Black Iron Blades, which is a forge and blacksmithy, is, and it has generally, is run by some dwarves, and they seem to be a friendly-ish bunch. They will make some items for you, and they have like a bit of a general store area for basic supplies. I've already pointed out the house of the Morning Lord, and you are at the North Look. The tavern is run by a retired sellsword called Ramsax.
How do you spell that?
I was just going to type it for you, my dear.
Aw, thank you.
There we go. Ramsax.
Gramsax.
He's a fairly friendly chappy. While you're sat that evening drinking and making merry for celebrating your final exam, everybody roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Oh,
I don't see anything.
Neither does Timmy.
Timmy sees even less than you do. 5. I've got 5 of you. What am I missing?
From some of those rolls, Mordas Drew actually had quite a high perception, and the audience tonight might perceive the fact that Mordas Drew sounds a little bit different, and that's because Gareth
No
isn't
way.
here this week, but we do have our artist Hannah filling in, if you wanted to quickly say hi.
hello.
Gareth has apparently got better things to do than play Dungeons and Dragons with us, so Hannah's very kindly stepped in to play Mordas Drew this evening.
And Martin's going to try and kill his character off.
And I'm not going to stop it.
It'll make some great artwork, though.
Exactly. The drama.
Yeah, that's the thing. Hannah's actually already drawn how Mordas dies. How Mordas dries. How Mordas Drew dies. So,
Yeah.
just going to
a
force that into
prophecy.
play. It is the prophecy.
Prophecy of the arts. Blink.
So, just so you're aware, Bryn Shander is on a little hillside. It has a regular militia, which includes veteran troops. It has a population of just over 1,000 people, and is generally perceived as a well-defended location. It has 30 feet walls, and is usually seen as quite a respectable place to go. You guys, whose perception was anything lower than 15, which was just about everybody, for Mordus. During the evening, you notice that you hear a little ditty being sung. Mordus Stew is sat there and looks up and sees what looks like a mounted fish on a frame up on the wall. And as Mordus is looking up, the fish starts to speak.
There is a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, it must be under all that snow. There is a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, it must be under all that snow. There is a very gentle stream where we'd live out all our dreams, away from all your harebrained schemes, and live by very simple means. There is a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, it must be under all that snow. There is a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, it must be under all that snow. And there is a school where all my friends would spend their time until the end, just around the river bend that I'll never get to see again. And there is a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, but it must be under all that snow. There is a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, it must be under all that snow.
The rest of you have no idea where this is coming from. It's merely Mordus that has realised that it's coming from the fish. And it goes off every sort of hour or so during the evening.
So, can I get it a little bit again? There is a river.
There is a place I like to go,
There is
farther up the river's flow. Where it is, I do not know. Must be under all that snow.
I love the irony that there's a fish that has a specific place they like to go.
Oh yeah.
They go there sometimes just for the halibut.
No.
I swear to God, normally my jokes aren't
No.
this bad. They're not normally this fishy.
At which point, everybody sighs.
Psychic damage.
Ben frantically writing down some cutting words and vicious mockery.
The one thing you notice is that this fish seems rather bizarre. It has quite a protruding forehead for a fish.
Timmy just looks hungry.
Yeah. I guess more that. Wait, what is his name? Mordus. I always want to call him Mardus or something. Mordus.
You're in charge tonight. You call him whatever you like.
Yeah.
Mordus.
We're going to
Yeah,
call
sure.
him Gary.
Gary. Yeah, no, I guess Gary. That was totally Gary.
Gary can do whatever Gary wants to do.
Yeah, Gary's going to turn around the other people and kind of point to the fish. It's like, is fish supposed to talk?
It depends on how many of these drinks you've had.
None.
In that case, no, definitely not. Where's the talking fish?
Over there. And just point to the bar, or like where it was on the wall.
Oh yeah,
I've
yeah. There it is.
I've placed
Oh.
picture. I've placed the picture up on Discord for you to have a look at it now that you're starting to look at it.
Almighty.
Called Old Bitey.
That place
it-
under the snow.
I'm gonna look for the barkeep and just kind of head over and just ask him about the fish.
so Scramsax is quite happy to tell you about it. It was picked out of the lake called the Northlook, and out of one of the lakes, and was hauled to the tavern in the hope of it being cooked. But Scramsax actually bought it from the fisherman and had it stuffed. The thing is, he doesn't know how it began singing. It just started singing, and it's a bit of a thing about the tavern. Everybody knows Old Bitey lives in the pub, so he's kind of like an attraction for some of them.
And he can carry a tuna.
Oh no.
Bless them, yes, he can.
If Mission was to go up to the fish where it's mounted on the wall and cast Beast Bond, in fact, rather than asking if anything would happen, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna click on casting it. Try and do some Beast Bond action.
Telepathic link. Unfortunately, you realise when you cast that, this fish is dead. There's nothing about it that is alive. It's been stuffed, and as far as you can, while you're doing that, roll me an Arcana check.
Arcana. Where is Arcana? Oh, right at the top. Because it's alphabetical. Who would have thought?
I was going to say, it's at the top of the list. It comes before B.
Actually, English alphabet. That's not how we do it in Scotland. Arcana would come under R.
That's why you were having problems. And hence why you only rolled a 9. As far as you can work out, this fish is dead as a dodo. It doesn't have any essence in it whatsoever. No life force or anything like that.
That is a shame.
It just occasionally opens its mouth. It's a bit like those mechanical toys you can get that you can hang on, the singing trout that you can get to hang on the wall.
Oh, yeah.
Every so often now, you notice it will basically turn a little bit towards the room and start spouting the same verse.
There's a place I like to go, farther up the river's flow. Where it is I do not know, must be under all that snow.
Is it a riddle?
That's what could be asked the barkeep. If anyone's ever gone to try and explore where this the place that this fish seems to be talking about. Is it like something that's known from like local folklore? Or is it just a sort of random thing that the fish says?
Oh, he turns around and he says it's a load of cops wallops. It's absolute rubbish. Don't know what the hell it's supposed to be explaining, but nobody has ever understood what it was saying.
How much did you pay for the fish?
I paid 10 gold for it.
I want to try and barter for the fish, because I don't have 10 gold. I've only got 5.
He says, I'm not selling it. It's attraction. It brings in punters, even if they just come and buy a beer and watch it for a while. It's brought in more revenue than the 10 gold that I bought for it and paid for it 10 years ago.
How about I'll make you a deal then? If you let us take this fish to try and solve what this riddle is, if we can bring back more fish, then you'll have more to hang on the walls, and you'll almost have a medley of singing fish, hopefully.
What, you think you can find me another singing fish?
Well, if we find out where this one's come from, perhaps, yeah.
Guys are keen, aren't you? So
I just like fish.
How
Fish
much
are my
we paying?
friends.
fish are friends, not food.
That's exactly true. And there was a great philosopher, Bruce the Shark, that once said that.
Oh, praise the great Bruce. He was a patron saint of something.
The patron saint of pescatarianism.
He says, so you want to... I tell you what, you sleep on it and we'll talk in the morning.
Sleep on the
'cause-
fish. Doesn't look particularly comfortable.
Oh, no, don't sleep on my fish. Please, just leave my fish on the wall where it is.
Oh, but it looks so comfy.
It's not comfy, it's hard. I had it stuffed with straw.
But straw's quite
Yeah.
comfortable.
And not 10-year-old straw, it's not. It's a bit old. It might smell a little
Okay,
bit
well,
now
I
as
won't sleep on it then, but that's what you told me to do, so sorry.
Yes.
Next time, don't tell me to sleep on it.
And as Trump looks at you and goes, yes, I will be careful of what I say next time.
I was going to say,
Well,
I'm just going to kind of respond to the back. He'd just be like, he takes things quite literally. He hasn't had a lot of experience dealing with people.
Right. So, well, all I can tell you is that this is a knucklehead trout. And they have drowned more fishermen than I care to name. If you go fishing for these guys, they are very strong and they are very powerful.
Looks like we might be going fishing.
Big is this fish?
It's about it's 3 foot long,
Okay.
a yard to a meter for those a metric interest.
Thank you.
That's not far off the size of Michelin, to be fair. Michelin's only about 3 foot tall.
Yeah. So, from your respect, it's big.
Look at that huge fish. Whoa.
Not that big.
So,
Can I saunter up to the fish and open its mouth and have a look in and see if there's anything inside of it?
as you go to reach out to it, Sax will say, "Oi, don't start touching the merchandise."
Oh, I'm just having a look.
Are you still going to open it?
Yeah. What's inside?
Roll an investigation check for me,
Investigation.
Mr. Ma.
Magation. Yes. If I can find it, there it is. Ooh.
Ooh.
Too bad.
You notice something glinting at the back of the throat. At this point, is a big, strong arm on your shoulder, saying, "I said, leave the merchandise alone."
Michelin's
Alright.
gonna jump on the guy's back and say, "Don't touch my friend, you cheeky git."
And as he's doing that, I'm going to grab whatever shiny thing is in there.
Right, so you're grabbing that. Basically, I'm going to need to roll you some we're gonna have to roll initiative because you're about to attack the landlord.
I'm not attacking him. I'm just jumping on
Oh,
top of him
no.
to distract him. Really.
Yeah.
Hey, roll me. Roll me. Have you got unarmed combat or anything like that?
I can do an unarmed strike. Yeah.
Yep. Roll me that. See if you can get his head in a headlock or something.
It's a big head, and I've got small arms.
And basically, your arms don't actually reach round. You realise that his neck is quite large, and he's quite a brute because he's a veteran sellsword, and so he basically then reaches round with his other hand and grabs the scruff of your neck and basically pulls you around so that you're now hanging, basically with your legs dangling underneath. But you're at head height, face to face with Scram Zax, and he says, "Tall man, please don't be annoying, otherwise I'll have to call the militia."
Oh, look at that behind you! It's a big ogre! Ooh, eh!
No, but as soon as Mishkin jumped on his back, I am going to grab for that thing inside the trout.
Yeah, you pull it out, and basically because he's sidetracked dealing with a small gnomish person, grab what seems to be a signet ring.
Ooh, I'm just gonna pocket it straight away.
Are you pulling yourself away from the fish now, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, oh, I'm so sorry for this. He gets very protective, you know. I am so sorry. It won't happen again. And I try and pick up Mission from his hands.
Before you do that, just roll me a quick sleight of hand with your new acquired ring.
Yes.
Yeah, you managed to get it past Scramsax. If anybody else wants to view it, roll me a perception check. See if you can beat 18. Otherwise, you take it without anybody noticing. This is where we find out all those dodgy people who don't trust you as far as
Oh, I don't know what you mean. I am the most trustworthy person ever.
Yeah, they're all coming out now. Look at this, the trustworthy ones. Valdani is trying to go, what fish?
I'm not even
just
going to bother
enjoying the
rolling for
vibe.
Mishnin because I think Mishnin saw in the corner of Beck's eyes that she was looking for something, so he's distracted with this in mind.
Yeah, Valdani's so impressed by the gnome trying to take on this great big veteran guy, who basically looks like the brick house.
I, was going to, I like to think that we're basically taking the dulcimer off my back, laid it on the table, and just basically started playing like battle music.
Why do I hear boss music?
Yeah. So Scram Sax now has you by the collar, and he kind of places you on the table. And he says, or starts brushing you off, and goes, "Look, you guys seem to have a good heart. You haven't been a problem until now. Just leave the fish alone. It brings me income. Okay. If you find another fishing, singing fish, I'll pay you the same amount."
Mishnin's just gonna look at him directly in the eyes and say, "Okay, I've just wet myself, so I'll catch you later," and walk off.
You should do. Scram Sax will sniff his hands just to make sure, and goes back behind the bar. And he gives you all a quick look as if to say, "I'm keeping an eye on you guys."
Or I stick my tongue out at him.
Let's see if I must remember to roll. Oh. He catches that and thinks, and looks at you a little bit more sternly, and carries on cleaning his tankards.
Beck just has a wide grin on her face.
You see kind of there's a sort of smirk in the corner of his mouth. You feel he's probably wiser than you than you first thought.
Wait, is that a knowing smirk, knowing that I snagged the ring?
No, it's more that he knows that you stuck your tongue out at him and that.
Ah, okay.
So you guys, after a while, I don't know if you're going for a major session late night or whether you sort of call halt at a reasonable time. You have your rooms already assigned for you for the night. So at some point you
I was going to say, with permission from the barkeep, I'm just going to stay down for a little bit longer, just busk. See if I can get any tips.
Yeah. Roll me a d10.
D10.
Oh, look at that! You pick up 10 copper pieces.
I'll do it nicely.
2 of those copper pieces you got off the floor. But you know, it's something. While you're busking, actually, you hear a few things going on and everything, and you hear about people talking about different things, and one person saying, "Well, it was always people were always talking about will Summer ever return to Icewind Dale, but now they're talking about will I be the killer's next victim." Just from a couple of guys who are nearby, you sort of pick up these little trinkets of information.
I'm gonna just kind of keep an ear out rather than making anything too obvious, and just kind of see if I can hear any more about what this issue is with the killer.
Yeah, so you're listening out and everything like that. So basically, what you hear is that there have been 3 murders in 3 different towns, and they've been.
This is nothing to do with the sacrifices.
Nothing to do with sacrifices. This is bodies being found stabbed to death.
Right. So I was going to say, if it's a case of everyone else has gone to bed by this time, it'll be a case of when we set out in the next morning, I'm just going to kind of give everyone a heads up that we might need to be on our guard a little bit more than usual.
Fine. Roll me another d10, because you're staying down, you're listening. You're doing the sort of bard thing of listening in and listening to things. 1.
I'm paying more attention to the conversations than the copper.
No, this is let's see, can I whisper this? I don't know how to whisper here. The easy answer is let's go over here and I'll just send it to you in Discord. Right, I sent you a private on Discord.
Yeah, got it.
So that as well. So there's one which is not particularly difficult, but as a sort of night's finishing off, you pick up on this extra rumor in there. So eventually you all go to bed.
And with that, our chapter comes to a close. Tune in next week to find out how our adventurers adapt to the frozen north.
Beck found a flyer for a school or an academy. Turns out it was the Ironfist Institute. That's where we met Miss Bella and the gardener and the tall man and the man that looks a bit like Mum's advisors, but only not quite as extravagant. But he does throw his gold coins around a lot. So we went there And then Mistress Bella, she had us, we learnt some lessons. I don't really know what we learned. The gardener talks a lot, like a lot. He doesn't stop. And then sometimes he doesn't say anything at all and he just looks very short and angry and old. And his bag moves about quite a bit. Don't really know what Mordus looks like, or what he likes, or what he does. He just stands there really and looks big and menacing. And Veldani's quite quiet for a sing-songer. The exam was, quite a lot happened in the exam. It was fun, I guess. Michelin was a lady for a minute. That was strange. And then I tell you though, that gardener is quite cheeky because I'm the chosen one and Timmy agrees with me that I definitely opened the door with my chosen blood, but Michelin thinks he threw a jug. And Mordus, well, he thinks he just stood there and was menacing and magnificent. But that's not quite right. It was me. I opened the door with my special chosen blood. And then the exam finished. We had to put some fruit in a bowl. Didn't make any sense whatsoever. Some thumb sucking. We go through a door and it's absolutely freezing. It's been freezing non-stop the whole time we've been here. I might just go home, to be honest. I don't know if I can handle this. Why are we even here?
When you feel like there's a hole in your soul and you've got nowhere else to go, and you feel like you've been all on your own, well, she's calling you home. She's calling you home. Oh, 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 oh. She's calling you home. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, and home is where the heart is, and you keep yours fully guarded, but I know that mine is always with you. And you won't find no place safer, and there ain't no reservations at the Ironfist Institute.